Rick, do you know what he said to me? I said to him, I explained it to him, I said,
God.
you've got an infinite number of monkeys, infinite number of typewriters, they will type the complete works of Shakespeare. He said, have they read Shakespeare?
You're an idiot! Play a record,
said, no,
I'm not having this conversation.
Not doing it from
I'm not having it, because it really, really winds me up.
But you're saying they'll do it with no spelling errors?
Well, they do it an infinite amount of times. And they do it wrong an infinite amount of times. And they spell, the last full stop, wrong an infinite amount of times. And they do it, and they get one thing wrong in Hamlet wrong an infinite amount of times. They do everything an infinite amount of times.
But are they going off a story that they've
Play a record, Carl, because I'm gonna knock you out!
I'm just saying...
Shut up!
Do they know the story?
Oh,
they're monkeys!
Oh, Christ.
No,
right, okay.
Lloyd Cole. She's a girl, and I'm a man. Good that, innit? On XFM, 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
As ever, Rick, there's always someone who steps in to defend Karl.
Okay, what is the defence? What is the defence?
Here's an email from Scott Coomer. He says, Karl is actually right. I've got an A-level in statistics and probability. It doesn't matter how long they have and how many monkeys you have, you cannot guarantee they would type the complete works of Shakespeare. Infinity makes it probable they would get it right, but not definite.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
No, you weren't saying, Karl. You don't understand it. Infinity sort of sorts it out. That if they do anything, they nearly do everything, won't they?
No, I mean, they'll give it a good shot.
No, that's not the point. But the point is this.
I'd be surprised if they did one page right.
Right, listen. It's not to do with consciousness. It's not to do with them aiming.
They are just bashing away at the keyboard.
It's like they're used to show that there isn't consciousness. They chose the chimpanzee because it can type, presumably, hit the keyboard.
It's because they hadn't come across you at the time.
yeah. It's to take out thought out of it. It's to take out reason and trying, right? It's just random. They're saying that if you typed enough things, if the computer was left out typing everything, if you left it for an infinite amount of time, and they chose Shakespeare because there is meaning behind it, and it's difficult to get it exactly right, to show you that Infinity would come up with it's not just Shakespeare, it's every novel. It's everything.
Fairly eloquent there from Gervais. A quick riposte, please, from Karl Pilkington.
No, I'm just saying, what I don't understand, if it hasn't read it, then how does it know where it's going?
Oh! Listen, right, okay, listen, right,
Can I
just explain to people, right? Some people have said, oh, why are you cruel to Karl? He drives me mental with things like that. What do you mean, well,
let me just take a breather.
How do I do your editing?
He keeps coming in the week. You know that I work here properly, in the week, don't I? Yeah. I've got a proper job, yeah? Should be 9 to 5, but I normally get in at about 8 o'clock and work
A lot of people getting 8 o'clock.
Working hard, trying to do my job. 3 times this week, I've been rushing around, I walked past my little studio. He's sat in there, alright? Now, because I've got this sort of job, I can get away with it. I said to him, if I was a doctor... would he keep coming to me practice?
If you were a doctor, there'd be severe problems with the NHS.
Oh, imagine that.
The standards would have lowered so much if you can arrive at the hospital, you're a doctor.
We'll pop in, I'll go to lunch, don't we? We have a little lunch break, don't we? I go, come on, let's go now. He goes, I'm busy. I go, come on, let's go now. He's going, oh, you're doing me head in.
Well, when I was talking about the monkey conundrum with Karl, he said to me, right, if I had a day off work, and I was, say, watching the TV, and with one hand I was typing a typewriter, would I type Shakespeare? I mean...
Yeah, but you see, there's certain things. We were talking a little bit about this stuff the other week, weren't we? When we said you were going on about Einstein, and I said he's not that good. You know, E equals MC squared. You know, it sounds good, but I've never used it. And that. Right?
I've never used it. You haven't used 2 and 2 equals 4, Karl.
The fella with an apple fell on his head. You know. It could have been anyone sat under that tree. Do you know what I mean? It's just annoying.
Lucky. And Newton gets all the credit for his laws of the universe.
Well, other people were working whilst he was having a lunch break under the tree. So in a way, it's like he didn't deserve to have that success story.
Again, forget the apple and the tree and whether he was sitting down having a lunch break. It's totally irrelevant.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's certain things that will just happen. You know, it's like, I think we were talking when we were out eating the other week. We were talking about Noel Gallagher.
Well, this is the reason the monkey discussion came up, right? Noel Gallagher...
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Rick, I don't want to misquote Noel.
I'm like Herbert Lom in Clouseau. I'm going to get a twitch whenever he opens his mouth. I don't know where to start with some of his statements.
Well, as I say, this discussion began because we were talking about a quote that Noel Gallagher supposedly gave. Now, I don't want to misquote Gallagher, but the gist of it was that he said, had I written Wonderwall or whatever, instead of the Beatles writing Strawberry Fields or whatever, I'd be the one that was considered the great songwriter, and it wouldn't be the Beatles. You know, it's just the fact that they came first that meant that they get all the credit as being the greatest band.
I don't know where to start with that statement either.
I mean, that's Gallagher's thing, and he's, you know, well, whatever. We know what we think of that. What was your point, Carl? You agreed with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I reckon. Right? Do you know we've talked about putting a baby in a room before, and it'll know what colour it is and stuff. If you've got a room that's painted red, right? But forget that, because that's going to confuse
Hear him out.
Listen to me. Say if they did some new TV show, right? Like, what's that film with Jim Carrey in, where
The Truman Show.
The Truman Show, right? So they make up a little room, and some woman has some kids, and you say, right, let's put the kids in this room, and they don't know what's going on outside. They don't know anything about, like, EastEnders and that. It's like their little world, right? They don't know anything that's gone on.
How could a child survive without EastEnders?
Right, listen. So, you sat in the room, right? And then, when they're all asleep... Right,
Wait for this bit.
Someone
Have you heard this bit?
Wait for this bit. They're all in a room.
Yeah.
They're asleep.
Yeah.
Someone pops in, puts a guitar next to the bed, right? Nips off out again. They wake up in the morning, and one of them goes, what's this? They don't even know it's a guitar, because they've never seen one, right?
They're talking English, though.
Yeah.
We just left guitar out of the vocabulary.
Right, so...
There's plenty more to come.
So, one of them will pick it up, and they'll go, I don't know what it is, and they'll start strumming, they'll go, that sounds good, doesn't it? Give them a few weeks, they could come up with Hey Jude. Whereas, typing Shakespeare, a monkey that can't even spell...
I see that.
You can't answer it,
I might come with you, Rick, if that's alright.
We've got to sort out that Christmas special as well.
Yeah, no, sure.
Alright, I'll see you later.
I'm shooting off then as well.
Cheers, pal. Cheers.
Flaming Lips. Yoshimi battles the Pink Robots on XFM 104.9.
Before the ad break, Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle.
Great track.
Lovely to hear that.
Brilliant track. We're not scared of playing that sort of stuff, are we?
Indeed.
We got some great... I think we're underestimated here. People think we're just like, you know, two guys and a buffoon in a room. But we're so much more than that. We try and put together a whole package for them, don't we? For their Saturday afternoon listening pleasure.
If there was an infinite number of us three in an infinite number of studios, broadcasting for an infinite number of shows, would we ever do anything half decent?
Yeah, we eventually...
Would we ultimately come up with something quite good?
What was that email that you were laughing at?
I can't, it's too rude.
What does it say?
It's too nasty.
Oh, go on, give me the gist of it.
The gist of it was that, it would mean that if there was that infinite number of monkeys, eventually, besides the fact that they would type the complete works of Shakespeare, they would also type the sentence, Karl Pilkington is a genius. But the email also said it would also type, Ricky Gervais is I can't say the word, but,
I know.
Yeah.
But the number of times they type it and write, Karl Pilkington is a genius, and Ricky Gervais is a cund.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be there a lot.
Yeah.
Before we carry on with anything, I should just tell you, we're on the subject of emails. There's one emailer we're always looking forward to hearing from.
Dickers!
Richie Anderson!
Dicky Docky Doo!
Richard Anderson, thanks for emailing.
He's my biggest fan.
He's
now.
one of the biggest fans.
He absolutely loves me.
But not afraid to offer some constructive criticism.
Go on,
That's
what's
the
he
great
said?
thing about Dicky. And from Anders this week he says, Ricky, I'm lazy, I talk nonsense, I'm badly organised, and I believe in ghosts. Can I have a job working on your show? Possibly, Anders. Maybe send in a CV. Or email a CV.
He's put a little bit of all of us in that, hasn't he? Oh, I'll ask you if he's a goggle-eyed freak, Steve.
Alright, calm down.
Well, no, I didn't mean
there's no need to get insulted.
No, I didn't
No need to
necessarily
get
mean
nasty.
you,
No
did
need
I?
to get nasty.
Well,
Also, I was thinking about that, actually, Steve.
Oh, God.
Just talking of the old,
What?
What?
Talking of the what?
No. Do you know, like...
This better be good.
No, you don't have that many girlfriends and that.
what do you mean?
Carl, why are we on this? I was defending you in the whole monkey discussion. Come on, what's your point? What's your point? What's your point?
No, what's the point? What's the point?
I just was thinking...
If there was an infinite number of Steves?
You're an odd-looking fella.
Come on, Carl, get to the...
No, you know
cut
I
to the
know
quick.
that. I've told you that
Cut
loads
to
of
the quick.
times.
What do you mean, you know I know that?
Well, there's no point pretending anymore.
Steve, I'm flabbergasted.
But also, you don't like spending money, right?
He's mean and weird looking.
Valentine's Day.
I'm gonna,
Are you sort of, you know.
You've got to love him now, haven't you?
What are you happier with? The fact that no girls like you enough, right?
This is really mental.
Or are you happy because you don't have to spend any money on a card for someone?
A little from column A, a little from column B. Testing.
Is that alright? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
This is the worst chair I've ever sat on. And I've sat on some fucking chairs in my life.
Yeah! Are we started?
One.
Are we ready? Are we recorded?
Yeah.
Ready?
Right.
Hello and welcome to a brand new series. What?
It's ridiculous.
I was getting it all fired up.
Excited and motivated.
What are you talking about?
One. It just seems a bit loud, that.
Well, you should have sorted that out. Carl, are we ready now?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, come back here then, you dopey bald twat.
Hello? Yeah. I'll just sit like that.
Right, okay, ready?
So it was your problem.
Oh, Jesus.
Just this carpet.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to a brand new series of the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais.
Hello.
Well, no.
Sorry. I was so excited to say hello.
Okay, right, okay. Hello and welcome to a brand new series of the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little round-headed shaven chimp that is Karl Pilkington.
Alright.
While I was at my parents' house, they often, they keep clippings of things, if we've been mentioned in the papers. I don't know if you've heard this, Karl. In the Sunday Times, someone's written a letter about Karl.
Wow.
They can send in comments and views on things they've seen, read, heard.
Oh, excellent.
And this is what someone wrote to the Sunday Times. Who is Karl Pilkington, and why have I just wasted 5 minutes of my life listening to some of his cretinous thoughts on Channel 4? He asked, why are there so many dinosaurs on display in museums? Quotes, couldn't they just choose the best one and just show that? He summed it all up by deciding that we know too much. Somebody clearly doesn't know enough to know that this is a complete waste of airtime, showing no wit, intellect or creativity. That's from Wendy in Berkshire.
You can't have your critics. You know what I mean?
You've got to have your critics.
Of course you have. If everybody liked what you did, then you're not doing the right thing.
But think how angry she must have been to have bothered writing this letter to the Sunday Times.
Well, that's good.
I mean,
though.
you
It's made her
really
do
must
some-
have-
It's all about getting people thinking. That's what I always say to you. As long as I'm getting people thinking about what I've said, she remembered what I said.
Yeah.
I'll tell you now, right? This, if I don't know if Wendy's, listened to this, but
Almost certainly not.
well, listen, right? I was saying about the museums, right, and how they're big and everything, and they've
Brilliant.
got dinosaurs all over the shop. I read that in that museum, they've got something like 7 million bits of stuff in there. Right? Now, when I spend 2 hours in somewhere, just show me the good stuff. Don't be saying we've got 7 million bits. Because there was a fella who opened it, right? I did a bit of research on the museum.
What museum was it?
It was the London one.
Oh, the London one, yeah. Okay.
So he's in there and he's collecting all this, bits of stuff.
What stuff?
Just whatever's knocking about at that time.
right, okay.
It seemed like
You
he
have
never
researched it.
He never chucked anything away. He's like, I won't put it in the bin, pop it on a shelf.
Okay,
right? So
yeah.
let's put everything on a shelf in this
right, yeah.
museum. Then, as time
I
went
think you're
on,
going into too much detail, but just give us the gist of it.
No, but all I'm saying is, he keeps everything, and if you keep everything, sometimes it'll be good stuff, right? And a lot of the stuff was going missing, the good stuff. But people who set these museums up are just as crafty.
What?
The fella who found Tutankhamun, he was pocketing all sorts of fingers and stuff in his pockets on the way out. That had rings on them and stuff. So all I'm saying is, why is she having a go?
But
She's
hang on,
learned
wait,
something.
no, but we just gave you the chance then to defend yourself, and you just confirmed Wendy's point 1,000 times over. What was all this waffle about people nicking stuff? What's that got to do with anything?
Because she's having a go at me. I didn't nick
But
anything.
she's having a go at you for talking nonsense that's of no consequence, which is what you just did
What
then.
sort of nonsense?
But what was your point?
All right, then we'll watch Wendy's little programme when that goes out. Let's see what she's got to talk about. Sick of her. This is why Wendy's having a go, though, because you're not being open-minded. You're not thinking about...
But we're being open-minded to good ideas, to sensible thought, to intellectual considerations. We're not being open-minded to this utter drivel.
Yeah, but every invention is a bit... Who'd have thought the Frisbee would have caught on?
I love the fact that you think the Frisbee is the pinnacle of invention.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
No, it's an example of something that, you know, if he was on some programme where you said, I've invented this, he'd go, get out. They wouldn't give him time of day to say, right, I've made this thing, it's out of plastic, you throw it about. What for? Well, you just chuck it about on the beach. What's the point? It's a bit of fun, innit? No, I don't like it.
Okay, that was an argument with himself.
No, but do you know what I mean? It's a popular little thing, and I'm just saying it's easy to put ideas down.
But you've never even come up with an idea as good as the Frisbee, and that's saying something.
I came up with a clippable mat that goes on a cup, and it's a good little thing. I haven't followed it through yet.
A what?
A clippable mat.
What's a clippable mat? What does that
Clippable
involve?
mat that you stick on a cup, so you can put your cup down on a table without having to go, oh, where's that mat? It's clipped to the cup all the time. And you put the cup down wherever you want because it's got a mat on it.
I think I've seen that.
But why does it have
No,
to
you
be
haven't.
clipped to
No, I
it?
think
Why
I
couldn't it
have.
just be built into the cup?
Because,
So it clips onto, you got our special cups, it doesn't
Yeah.
clip onto every cup.
no, but just the same way that every sauce is different. You don't say, oh, I'm sick of this sauce, it doesn't fit a mug. You use the sauce of that. I mean, I don't use sauces. Just don't buy that sort
But
of
isn't a
furniture.
saucer what you're talking about?
Kind of, yeah, but it's clippable.
See, Carl, when he disses all these great inventions and design, where he says you don't need them, it's just faffing, what he means is he's a little bit annoyed that no one's picked up on his ideas, like the clippable mat for the mug, or, I don't know, what's the one about the tie? The tie that had a pocket.
Loads of pockets. But I didn't come up with that. That's something I saw somewhere. It never caught on. I've never seen anyone wearing one yet. It's such a good...
It's not a good idea. It's
It
like
is a good
having a
idea.
carrier bag round your neck. It doesn't make any sense. It's a tie packed with stuff. You want
Right, imagine
All right,
this, though.
Frank, nice tie. What you got in there? Baguette. It's ridiculous.
But imagine the day that the tie was invented. There you go. Do you want a tie? What do you do with it? Put it around your neck. What for?
Well, I'll tell you.
What?
Because you haven't invented buttons yet, and it keeps your shirt together at the top.
Well, all right then. Right. We've invented buttons. We're going to stop making these ties? No. Why?
He's got you there,
There you go. Now, I'm saying, what are you doing with that tie around your neck? Oh, it's a pocket tie. It's a what? Pocket tie. What do you mean? It's got pockets in it. Oh, that's weird. What
That's all right, I've got pockets in my jacket.
Yeah, no, but hang on a minute. It's a hot day, innit? Don't want to put your jacket on.
Oh, or a tie.
Well, if you're going to wear a jacket, wear a tie. Leave the
No,
jacket
I'm not wearing
at
a
home.
jacket. I'm wearing a shirt. Got a
Give
nice
it a purpose. If you're going to wear something, give it a purpose. Everything has a purpose. A tie at the moment is just round your neck, keeping you hot. If you're going to be hot, carry something. Hands free. And everything's always there. A bag, put stuff in a bag, you put a bag down, you forget it. I always forget bags, that's why I don't like carrying them. You pop it down, you get up, you walk off. Oh, where's the bag? A tie, when you go in a cafe or something for beans on toast, you don't take your tie off. I don't wear a tie. I would if it had pockets.
Carl!
The country would look smarter.
Right, you have pockets, so what are you carrying in this pocket?
I've got spare change,
Yeah, okay.
which...
You're rattling around like a cow in Switzerland, just like...
I've got spare change. I've got like my debit card in there.
Right,
Maybe got me little front door key in one of the pockets.
okay.
Pair of scissors if you want.
Amazing. That's safe, isn't it?
Oh, that's a good place to put it, just around the heart area.
Yeah, near the throat. It's facing upwards. Brilliant. Carl, think what you're saying. So when you're on the beach and you just got your Speedos on, pop a tie on, go to the shop and pop a tie on.
Well, no, you wear it in the appropriate times, but I'm just saying if you're going to wear a tie, let's make it useful. Let's give it a purpose.
Don't wear a tie, it's alright. You do not need a tie with pockets. If you're wearing a tie, you've got clothes with pockets.
And it's going to be weighing your neck down. I mean, come on,
It's
just
not
Don't
practically.
go mad. If you're carrying anything big, you buy the scarf version.
Cardigans, and for what it's worth, in my opinion, one of the best things I've done for many a year. 6FM 104.9. Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, and Karl Pilkington.
I sometimes wish you spoke like that for real, because I wouldn't leave the studio with a headache then. There you are, see, it's just come stinging back.
Oh dear.
A lot of people I meet from the street, they go, I wish I was Ricky Gervais's mate. No, you don't. Let me put your mind at rest now. You're not missing anything, am I right, Carl?
Who says that walking along the street?
No, people
With that
shout
element
out-
said.
They shout out.
What are you thinking? Oh, just thinking. I wonder what Ricky Gervais is, mate.
No, I've met people that are friends of
There we
friends.
go.
or-
He must be fun to be
Yeah,
with.
exactly, he must be a great
in an
laugh.
enclosed space.
Yeah.
In an echoey small
Oh,
space.
imagine sharing a prison cell with Ricky.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it, Carl? Oh, that would be fantastic. Well, I'd be the daddy, wouldn't I?
I hate it.
The suicide rate in the prison would shoot through the roof.
Yeah. No, come over here and suck mummy's. Now listen.
What do you reckon, Carl, to being Ricky's friend? Did you find that an exhilarating experience, something that you enjoy and look forward to?
It's alright for about an hour, and then anything over that is when he's just messing about and he wants to hit me on the head with a tray.
We went for lunch yesterday, didn't we? That was more than an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And we had a drink in the week, didn't we? That was more than an hour, wasn't it?
that was a good...
Is he okay when it's just the two of you? Because I find as soon as there's a third person,
Well, yeah, just to give
he
you...
just starts showing off.
Well, there's a little bit of that, right? But I went out with Ricky, like you said, right, for a drink in the week. And, I went home, and Suzanne, the girlfriend, said, where have you been? I said, I've been out for a drink with Ricky. Hey, you've been out for a while. What have you been talking about? I sort of sat there for a minute and thought, there's nothing that I can tell her we've been talking about that she'll show any interest in. She said, well, you must remember something. I said, I can't. She goes, no, something, just anything that you were talking about. What are you talking about? I said, right. The one I remember, one of the topics that came up was, imagine that the only way to have a kid was you had to sleep with a squid. How many kids would you have?
I would say it was the future and the squid taking over. The only way they could do it now was like a filter. You had to see the squid. I was going, would you? He's going, what do you mean? I was going, would you? He said, there's not a time he hasn't gone home with a conversation buzzing in his head that he got confused about.
Would anyone want a kid that much?
Does the child look like a squid when you have it, or is it
No, it's
regular
not. I
kids?
was going, no, it's normal, but it's like a filter with the system. The only way you can do it to make sure, you have to impregnate the squid. And it's a filter, and then you can, test tube wave in the future.
Did the busted lads mention that in the song
He did, but he live underwater, that's where I got it from. I said, well, you probably sort of like get quite friendly with them eventually. You probably would be breeding with the squids and,
So what does Suzanne make of Gervais? Has she met him a few times?
Yeah, she just said, she can understand why we sort of get on, because we both sort of come up with daft stuff all the time, and...
Yeah.
But I'm quite happy to have a discussion.
I love the way that it talks about his partner like the adult.
Well, I know,
like we're
that's
the
how I
two
see
kids
it.
that go out playing, talking about squids.
That is exactly how I see Suzanne. It's like, if she wasn't there, I don't think you'd get out of the house in the morning.
Well,
You'd have tied your shoelaces together.
Yeah, you'd have your earplugs
You'd have forgotten to put your trousers
the
on.
fire alarm would be going off, and, someone would have left a frying pan on, the builders would be sort of like throwing you round.
Yeah, I imagine she makes you like a
Put
round
me
of
down.
sandwiches.
Well, she's noticed that I don't ask as many questions now. Because, like, last night was one of the first times in ages that I'd asked her something, right?
What did you ask?
Where's the bathroom?
No, right, do you know, like, I'm always thinking stuff when I'm bored, right? If it's when I'm washing up or what have you.
Yeah.
And, last night, she was watching, that Midsummer
Murders, yeah.
Midsummer Murders, right? I don't like it, I think it's rubbish. Right? So,
Another thing you've got in common then.
No, but, do you know what I mean? But I let her watch it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She really likes it.
He was standing, he's watching the microwave, she was going, Carl, no, this is the telly. This is the telly.
Wait a minute, this chicken's gonna come
I've
round
seen
any
this
second.
before, it comes round again in a minute. Carl, what's the washing machine, Carl?
So she's watching it, loving it and that, and I'm bored, because it's just, it's a boring programme. So I'm sort of looking through magazines that we've got.
Trying to find animals without heads.
And, it was in one of her magazines, and there's this article, right, about these identical twins, brothers, right, and one of them meets this girl, right, and it turns out she's got an identical...
I've heard of this is true.
Right.
They get married.
She's got an identical sister.
Right. So, they both go out.
So two identical twins, male, going out with two identical twin sisters. Yeah.
So I was looking at it going, oh, that's weird, because you see them, like, they're always wearing the same cardigans and that, and that's like...
But then,
That's
no,
all right.
but if you're an identical twin, then you probably would fancy the same sort of person, wouldn't you?
But then, I was asking, she was going, it's getting near the, the plot, the murderer. If they had a kid, would they look the same?
Yeah.
Would
Well, not necessarily, because it depends on what genes are passed over. Even though they've got the same exact sets of genes, that you don't pass on all the genes, do you? It's 50-50, but you don't pass on exactly the same genes in each sperm, let alone with an identical twin.
Yeah, but even though you don't do that, like, my brother and sister don't look like me, but
No.
you know they were related.
Because they share 50% of your
And they
father's
talk
genes.
gobbledygook.
Yeah. No, you share 50% of your father's genes and 50% of your mother's, but not the same 50% on 2 occasions.
I think you completely
lost them
lost
already.
it.
I've lost them already.
When you brought in the word genes,
Yeah.
I thought you was thinking,
Yeah.
what
No,
colour
they wouldn't
trousers were.
necessarily. They wouldn't necessarily, no. They could do by
Did
sheer
Suzanne
chance.
look at you like Oliver Hardy looks at Stan Laurel when he's just like nailed his hand to a wall or something?
She went, ask Ricky tomorrow.
Yeah, and then turned up John Nettles.
And then turn it up.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Oh, that is brilliant. I think there's I heard a story once where 2 sets of Siamese twins married. What if you fancied the one on the left?
Yeah. What if one of them was having an affair behind the other one's back? That'd be difficult to conduct, wouldn't it? You better show off he's waking up.
What are you doing? What are you
Eh?
doing? What are you doing down there? What are you doing down there?
Nothing, there's no one down here.
Well, I think there is, because I can see her sister here.
No.
What's she doing? What's she
No,
doing?
they just-
She's covering for her. What are you covering for him for? He's your husband. Is my wife down there?
I read something about some Siamese twins.
Go on.
And, one of them was saying, you know, we get on each other's nerves and that.
The other one was going, we don't.
I didn't know this.
I've never liked you. I've never liked you.
One of them was going, oh, you know, I hate doing the washing up, but I'll let her do it. And, the person doing the interview said, well, why don't you help out? Just dry up and get the job done quicker. And she was like, no, I can't stand it. I prefer just to hang around there and wait for the other girl
Yeah.
to do the washing up on her own rather than help and get the job done.
Sure.
Just selfish.
Well, there was one set of Siamese twins. One had a job and the other one didn't.
That's ludicrous.
Yeah. The other one was unemployed. The other one had a job. She had to go to work. She had to get up at 6 o'clock on her day
I'm
off.
supporting you, literally.
Yeah.
Then they get done off the social for sort of...
Yeah, because the other one was signing on.
Are you living together? We're not. Feeder, just the way I'm feeling on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Steve and Carl.
Alright.
Just having a whale of a time. Both of them. They love being in this room with me for 2 hours. That is their favourite part of the week, I think, isn't it? I haven't said that, but I'm assuming they love it. Right, competition time. Brand new competition we come up with. My favourite we've ever done, I'll be honest. And a great prize, the 6th Sense. You get a clip of a great film, and then you get to keep the great film. Now, I'll just explain this competition. I think Carl is a little bit of a frustrated actor, and so by the power of technology, Carl takes the role in a film, and there's a question about it afterwards. This is a scene starring Karl Pilkington from The Sixth Sense.
Jeez, I hope nobody got hurt.
Be alright.
You're very quiet.
I'm just thinking about stuff. So.
You're mad I missed the play, aren't you?
A little bit annoyed, to be honest. Went down a storm playing the drums in Little Donkey, but your loss.
I'd give anything to have been there.
Well, you wouldn't, because you didn't, but like I say, it's your loss, isn't it? Anyway, I'm just quiet because I'm thinking about stuff, like I said, right? I'll make a big deal out of it.
What is it?
Well, I was just thinking, what would happen, right, if you put a chameleon on a mirror? How would it handle that? It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Oh, you're scaring me.
That's scaring you. This'll scare you, right? The other day, saw two old men sat there having a Twix. You never see that, do you? Old fella having a Twix.
You see ghosts, Cole?
No, just the old fellas having a Twix, boy.
They talk to you?
No,
They tell you to do things?
no, because they were too busy eating, but what's that got to do? What are you looking like that for? Do you think I'm some sort of freak or something? Is that
I would never think that about you.
Well,
Ever.
well,
Got it?
alright.
Well,
Well, it's a very chilling scene, that.
that is great. Oh, that is fantastic.
It's a very spooky scene from the film The Sixth Sense. Rick, I think you've got a question.
Well, yeah, I mean, Carl played it wonderfully there, the role of the child that sees weird stuff. But who played the original role? What was the name of the child actor who played the original role?
It's email only, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. You can win a copy of The Sixth Sense. But I think we can probably play it again later for those that missed it, or those that haven't caught the
just
tail
get
end, or
your,
those that need another
pick one.
reminder.
Yeah, you got, get your, you know, it's 15, 20 minutes, get your, answers in, we'll pick a lucky winner, and then, we'll play it again, because I think that I think Carl can go to Hollywood with some of the things I've seen there.
Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
I'm gonna play a track now. We tried to play it a couple of weeks ago, but it jumped, so I got a new CD of it. It's Papa Garcia, and this is Natalie and Nusi. Natalie and Nusi by Papa Garcia. Well, we've had lots of emails already. In fact, my favourite one is a suggestion of the name of that feature, specific to this today's, is the Twix Sense.
Indeed.
Which, was great. And feel free to send in your suggestions, because we're going to try and do one a week, a classic film, with Carl in the, you know, an important role. But if you want to, you know, see Carl as maybe as, you know, Michael Corleone in The Godfather, you know, send in, we'll see what we can do, won't we, Carl?
And don't imagine that it has to be a male character. I imagine that you could play, for instance, Sharon Stone's role in Basic Instinct.
I don't imagine it has to be a human. I mean, I mean, an animate object.
He might be better suited.
He'd be very good as a rock.
Yeah.
Or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we're gonna pick up something we spoke about before. We're gonna announce that we're gonna play that again in a few minutes. But Carl wants to put the record straight, don't you? Carl's fed up with when he comes up with something that's a little bit fantastic and far-fetched and wrong, that we take the mickey out of him. So he's brought in some hard evidence of the story, haven't you?
No, do you know, like, I find stuff on the internet and that, right, and I come in and tell you about it, and you go, that's rubbish.
Yeah.
And then you'll say, show your workings, which I've never liked doing.
No.
When teachers say that, I hate that.
Yeah.
Because then I normally can't.
No.
I've always gone,
He's just got the answer's 5, and I go, no, I asked for the capital of China. The answer's 5.
Yeah.
But right, so we started a feature a couple of weeks ago, chimpanzee that, the thing about monkeys and stuff.
Let's do the, just play the jingle right. Oh, chimpanzee that!
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, we started that.
That's facts about apes, isn't it? And
Monkeys,
and so
chimps,
on,
whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a story about a monkey that was in a zoo,
Yeah.
and it got pally with the zookeeper.
Right, yes.
Remember?
It moved into his house, didn't it?
Yeah, and
didn't
it
it ultimately have an affair with his wife?
Yeah, it liked a little brandy at night and a cup of tea in the morning, then he went to work and it moved in on its wife.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I read that in a book.
Yes.
Right. But then I was looking for some more monkey stuff online the other day, and I found the same story
Right.
from a different source,
Okay.
which is always a good sign.
And it's corroborated what you claimed, is it?
Kind of. There you go.
It's not a different source though, is it? It's someone who read the same thing as you and printed it
It's-
themselves.
then.
I left out a fact. His name's Oliver.
What, the monkey?
So
or
I got that wrong, yeah. The monkey's called Oliver. Can you see that, Steve?
Oh, yes.
Right.
There's
Do
a
you
picture of him here.
Do you want to read it? or-
Do you, where is this from, then? Well,
I was looking for world famous monkeys online, and it
www.apenaut.org. This is someone who, in America, who set up a sort of similar website to...
I don't know where he is, but yeah.
Okay, he was originally brought into the US with 12 other chimpanzees, but immediately stood out as different. He learned to drink, enjoy coffee and beer, and smoke cigars. In the evenings, he would sit on a sofa and watch television. If his caregivers were out of coffee, he would walk into the kitchen, pour a cup, and take it into the den. As he got older, he made sexual advances on the wife, and as a result was sold.
I reckon it was a stowaway. And to not get caught, he pretended to be a monkey.
Yeah.
Whereas really, it was just a...
That would make
fella.
sense, because the final line is, he's now living in retirement in Texas.
Yeah.
But my only query, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, is that it doesn't really give much more information. I mean, someone who's set up a website like this, I'm worried that, what I'm saying is I'm worried he's a kind of an American twin of you. Do you know what I mean? Do you see what I mean by that? There's no real hard evidence. There's no kind of dates. There's no references to where he was specifically or what zoo he was in.
Karl Pilkington.
Yeah.
From Dallas. Hi. We're cousins.
Why do you need to know all that? The story's
What do
there.
you mean, why does he need to know that? Why not accept it? Because another fella reckons a chimp moved in on someone's wife.
What I'm saying is, he could be as much of a nutter as you. Do you see what I mean?
What do you mean? Could be, he is.
Yeah, exactly.
What, and go to that much trouble of, like,
Yes.
sorting out a website and that?
You host a radio show, for goodness sake. To spout your idiocy. Setting up a website's hardly anything. You can get a job.
He was stressed yesterday because we want to do another chimpanzee that. Have we got a new story coming up for chimpanzee that?
Yeah.
He was stressed yesterday because he said, I'm really overworked, I'm really getting fed up. He said, I haven't even sorted out the story about this monkey. He said, how overworked am I that I haven't even got time to sort out a story about a monkey? You know how much I love that.
Rick, do you think there's any way we could lure Oliver out of retirement to come over and produce this show?
I think we probably could.
I'm parched for a cup of coffee. Would you pop to the kitchen?
We're going to play a bit of Springsteen.
Oh, I'm loving it.
For Martin Freeman, he said, please play some Springsteen or Bowie. I'm trying to get him into Motown, but he only likes level 42.
Yeah.
But this is for him.
Eminem. Sing for the moment. On XFM 104.9.
Well, that is the most popular competition we've done, judging by the amount of emails. The Twix sense there.
To be fair as well, Rick, there is a question that is answerable. I think that's
There
also
is
a reason why people...
yeah, that's because I did it and not Carl, probably.
Exactly.
I asked the question there.
Yeah.
We're going to play it again, because other people want to hear it again, and then we will give the winner's name, and he will win that copy of it. Oh, there you go. And so the question was, who played the original role of that kid in the car who saw strange things? And the answer is, Steve?
Haley Joel Osment, of course,
Yeah.
who is a talented young performer, but I don't think really has anything on Karl Pilkington, who I think made that scene even more chilling and more atmospheric than the original.
Definitely.
And we'll give this to, let's see, I think it's Francis Marnie, who's emailed in. He or she said, I don't know if it's a he or she, but says that basically...
I is male, and he is... No,
Oh, well, I think it's
I
both.
is female, and Frances or I don't know, do
anyway,
I?
that could be a fake name, who knows. But let's assume it's a he. He says he's a sad little nerd who, it was his birthday yesterday, and only his mum remembered, even his best friend forgot.
Definitely a bloke.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really relate to life as a bit of a loser, a bit of a nerd, so I don't really know what he's talking about, but I imagine a lot of our audience do, so let's give it to him and sort of...
I imagine he's a little four-eyed geek.
Oh,
little lanky.
loser.
Yeah.
Actually, as I look again, I notice he's not even got the name right. He spelled it Haley Joel Osment.
Oh.
Instead of Osment. But, so he really is pathetic. I mean, what a pathetic little
Actually,
weasel.
well, I'll tell you what we fun now. Now we humiliated him. Don't give him the prize. Give it to someone else.
Well, it's on TV tonight anyway on ITV. so
No, well
just
done,
watch it then.
Francis. Thank you for listening, and well done for spotting who Carl was trying to...
And whatever girl you fancy at school, ask her out, say, come back to my place, watch The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
She'll love it, and you'll be guaranteed a share.
Why do you assume he was at school?
I don't know, because his spelling is terrible. Although I'm looking at Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just such a very badly put together email, I just assumed it was a kid.
Right.
Well, if he is a kid now, and he's going through formative years, he's probably really... I never dreamt it was a kid.
Really?
I feel a bit bad now.
What, you thought it was a sort of 25-year-old
Yeah.
loser, even more pathetic in a way.
Yeah. And now I'm worried that, you know, you've embarrassed, an adolescent live on, well, one of the biggest radio stations in the building. It's not even the biggest radio station in the building. I can't believe that. It's the smallest radio station in this building.
Right, now we've done that, right, are we doing a proper competition?
Yeah.
Setting up the old,
Rockbusters, your favourite, isn't it?
Well, let's play a tune before. I don't think I can face that
well,
straight
it's just
away. I
that
need a break.
we've also got, that song sounds alright. Haven't we? Another new feature.
That song sounds good.
Can I just say before we play a record that we've had an email from Dickie Anderson.
Dickers!
Richard Anderson.
Oh, Dickster, you Dicky Docky Dido, are ya?
If you're a new listener, then you won't have come across Richard before, but
He loves
he's
the
our,
show.
He's our biggest fan.
He's a bit of a... And he loves the show. He tapes it and listens back to it 4 or 5 times.
But the great thing about him is he's not afraid to offer a bit of constructive criticism.
Oh, well, no, go on, what's he said?
Well, all I'm going to say to you is he said, is it true that companies are now getting rid of hold music and are instead using your show to irritate their customers while they're waiting on the phone? I don't know. We'll look into that, Dickie, but thanks for that.
Carl said the most exciting words
He said, I've had another film idea.
Wow. Does it star Clive Warren? Sell it to me like I'm a Hollywood executive. Sell me the film.
So what I was thinking is, I'm picturing probably. It doesn't matter. It's not as fixed. It doesn't have to be this person. But I'm thinking Tom Cruise.
Okay, Cruisey. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
And the way it works is.
Do you know Tom, by the way, or have you got an in there, or
No.
no?
Okay, but you
It's-
just no.
I think
blue
it's a
sky.
sort of film
that would
that
appeal to Tom.
he'd sort of be into. I think it would
Okay.
excite him.
Okay.
Great. Okay.
Great.
So
have you ordered coffees? Did
what?
Did Cheryl get you a coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks, great.
So
Are you hungry at all? Do you want
no.
to? No, great.
So
Cheryl, I might have a tea actually. Cheryl, if you could.
will we wait for the teas before she comes in?
She'll
'Cause
just
once
sneak
this is
in.
flowing-
She will be very quiet. She'll be like a dormouse. She won't even know she's coming.
Okay.
You just. You've got your coffee. I don't need a tea. You don't want anything.
No, no, I'm fine,
Okay.
thanks.
Go.
Actually, I will have a tea, actually, Cheryl.
2 tea, Cheryl.
Thanks. Okay, go.
Right.
Thanks, Cheryl. Thank you. Thanks.
Is there
Shut the
sugar?
door.
Sorry, is there sugar in this
There's
show?
sugar
'Cause
there. I'll put it in there. Okay, shut the door behind you. Thank you. Okay.
Go.
All the way. Go.
Tom Cruise. So I got Tom Cruise. That's what I've pictured so far.
He's just done Mission Impossible 7
Right.
in this film.
Oh, in the film.
So he's playing himself.
No, what you're seeing on the screen is Mission Impossible 7.
So if you get Cruise, he is playing himself,
Yeah.
and he's just made that.
and in this film, he's just made Mission Impossible 7. It's the future, is it? This.
No, what you're seeing.
Okay. What's this film called?
I haven't got a title yet.
We'll just call it Karl Pilkington Project 2.
Right.
Okay.
So
KP2.
you go in. The opening thing is Mission Impossible 7. You think that's serious?
I thought it was just KP2.
Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah.
Right, listen. So what happens is then it sort of pans out. You see it's a telly.
Ah.
There's a bloke watching Mission Impossible 7. Right. His girlfriend's watching it going, oh, I love Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He's there going, I can't be doing with him. He's
So it
overrated.
is set in the future, though, this? Because we're assuming that he's made 7, so this is a...
Yeah.
How far in the future is it?
Well, when will Mission Impossible 7 be made?
I don't know. Probably about 2 years, the way it's going.
Right, so, yeah, 2013.
Let's not get bogged down in a lot of these things we
Okay.
can iron out, as I say, in the script.
So you see Mission Impossible 7 on the
Cheryl, are any
screen.
of those biscuits still knocking around?
Do you want to do this meeting?
Yes, I do. Sorry, he's a bit easily distracted. But I will have a biscuit as well, Cheryl. So, okay, I've been watching the film. It's Mission Impossible 7. It's pulled out. There's a guy in his room, in his lounge
His
with
girlfriend's
girlfriend.
watching it. She's
Yes.
loving it. She's a fan
She
of
loves
Tom Cruise.
right.
He's a little bit niggled. He wanted to watch something else.
Sure.
She decided on the DVD. He sat there annoyed. I can't be dealing with Tom Cruise. I can't believe they've made 7 of these films.
Right.
He's a rubbish actor. I should be the actor. You know, I've been doing acting for years.
But he's not an actor, he's...
Well, he is.
Okay.
But he hasn't quite made it. He's sending a lot of demos off.
Right,
Forget
so
that.
he's a struggling actor.
So what happens is, next day they get up, right?
Yep.
She's still going on about Tom Cruise.
Loves him.
Thinks I'm sick of him. Right? She loves him.
Got my biscuits gone in my tea. I left it in there too long because he
that's
put me off.
stupid.
You
Just hang on, let me just
old
think.
twat. Can I get the spoon, please?
Yeah,
My
sure.
biscuit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all
probably
gone.
be
So
better.
soggy.
Oh, that's soggy.
Cheryl, can we get some more of those biscuits in here, please?
Do you want to weigh more? Or?
Yeah, I'd love to
Yeah,
hear
no,
more,
I'd love to
please.
hear more,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
conscious
Can we-
that Colin Firth's coming in. He's won an Oscar, so...
So, what happens is, he gets so annoyed with his girlfriend liking Tom Cruise. He plans to kill him. So he sees Tom Cruise. He kills him somehow. Now it's some way.
Right, how does he kill him?
Oh
Which-
yeah. That's right.
okay.
Oh, hang on.
So
right.
he dies in the film in Mission Impossible 7. They're doing
Right.
that thing on the strings.
Right.
He cuts. He lands.
Right.
His body is in perfect condition.
hold on.
But how is she watching the
The
film?
film, yeah. Did they put it out even after Tom Cruise
No,
died?
no, sorry. He was filming Mission Impossible 8.
So he's okay. So
He's filming the next one.
They filming the next one. Mission Impossible. Okay, sure.
He's annoyed. He's going, I can't believe they're making more of these films.
Right.
I can't get a gig, and yet
Yeah.
they're churning this crap out.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's on his springs,
On his wires, yeah.
on his wires.
Yeah.
An accident
Spring
happens.
sounds better. He's bouncing around.
like a baby growth.
The strings cut, smash. Tom Cruise dead.
Right.
Right.
The bloke hears this on the radio, on the news.
Yeah.
The girlfriend's fella hears it on the news. He can't believe it. He's like, yeah. Takes his eye off the road a little bit in the celebration. Truck ploughs into the car. Right.
So he's killed as well.
Well, is he?
Okay.
Okay.
Little interlude. Fades up. Comes out of. You're seeing it out of his eyes. You see his eyes sort of opening. You know when you're seeing out the eyes, you see the eyelids, and you see his girlfriend there, sort of looking at him like a bit startled.
Sure.
And he's going, "Oh, what happened?" And she's going, "It's all right, it's all right." And he's going, "Oh, get me a mirror." She's going, "I don't want to get you a mirror yet.
Okay.
Oh, hold on, what's going on?
You've had a bad accident."
What's he gonna look
All
like?
mirrors out of the room and everything. He's just learning to walk. He's going, "Why can't I look in a mirror?" And the doctor's going, "No point.
Yeah.
No point. You've got to get used to this body." Then he gets walking. It's
Yeah.
almost time to go home.
Yep.
His girlfriend comes in.
Yep.
It's her job to tell him the news.
Oh
the
my God,
shocking
what's
news.
the news?
She says, "There's a mirror. Look in there." He looks in it. He's Tom Cruise
Right.
because he had his accident on the set. He had the accident. He ended up in the hospital.
Right.
Quick! We've got to act quick. This is the time. This is the future
Right.
where they use
Where they can use
bodies, all the rest of it.
So Tom Cruise is dead.
Tom Cruise dead. This
But
bloke
his
Brian.
body's squashed, but what's his name, Brian?
Yeah.
But Brian's brain is in Tom Cruise's body. Just a donor body. He just happens to
Just
look...
happened to. That's how
Yeah,
it'll be.
it's just meat. It's
just
Tom-
like a lung donor,
Exactly.
a heart donor.
Yeah.
It's just
so is this
timing.
Brian? He just looks like Tom Cruise now. He's got Tom Cruise's flesh.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Now, at first, initially, he's annoyed.
Sorry, just practically, who is doing the voiceover then for the?
It's Tom now.
So
He's
Tom's
acting.
sort of doing an impression of this actor.
Brian's inside Tom.
His
Yeah.
name is Brian, but when you look at it on the telly, when the camera wheezes round
Yeah.
and you see him sat in his bed, it's Tom Cruise.
Sure.
Right. Okay.
His girlfriend's over the moon because she loves Tom Cruise.
Right.
He's gutted because he couldn't stand him. He can't stand the films. He's thinking,
Yeah,
oh.
but he must be thinking, I look like Tom Cruise, one of the most loved actors of his generation.
No,
And he's
you'd
also a
think
good-looking
so,
bloke.
but he's not because he's in shock. Remember,
Right.
he was expecting to see himself, and when he looks in the mirror,
Yeah,
he's
no,
seeing
it must
someone
be
else.
shocking. Yeah.
So
Also the voices.
he's going, "I can't stand this," and she's going, calm down, you'll get used to it." "I don't want to get used to it." And she's sort of saying, "Look, you're alive.
Right.
Stop moaning."
Yeah.
Brian. Stop moaning, Brian.
Um,
Just calling him Brian, I assume.
she says,
And
yeah,
Tom Cruise just had a sort of donor card that allowed his body to be given away, did it?
Yeah, it's the future.
Right.
This is 2013, Steve. Things have changed.
Clearly.
Right. What's his
but
girlfriend's name?
Claire,
Claire and Brian. Okay. Great. Just a different body, just a slightly different look.
All
Just
right, so
yeah,
he's seen that he looks like Tom Cruise. He's shocked, but he's getting used to it.
he doesn't look like him. He is him. When he leaves the hospital,
They go, all right, Tom. I thought you were
they're all
dead.
going, "It's Tom, it's Tom," and he's going,
Really?
"Oh yeah," and he's going, "Oh, I knew this would happen. It's doing me head in." So he wheels out. He's in a wheelchair.
Okay.
He's going, "I'm sick of this." The other patients are going, "Tom, I thought you were dead," and he's
Yeah,
going,
right.
"Yeah, and he's annoyed. He gets in the car. He gets out there
Right.
and he sees a poster up on the side of the road
Right.
for Mission Impossible 8.
It's hold on though. It's finished. I thought he died while they were
It's
filming
not
it.
finished. But now, these days, he's shouting about films before they're made. And they're going
Wow.
brilliant and all the hype
But
and
they put
everything.
a poster up even after.
Seems premature.
No, the poster
Yeah.
was already up.
That
They haven't
seems
put it up.
premature, given that a
What,
man
coming-
died during the production.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
I'm taking the posters down.
No,
but
it's
then I
all-
don't work in Hollywood.
Right.
So the poster's up there and he sees it as he's in the car driving past.
Yeah.
And he thinks, that can't be finished.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah.
They both look at each other. This is your chance. You wanted to be an actor. This is the chance.
Yeah.
Right.
Go back to the studio. So he goes in. "Hello, you don't know me?" And they go, "Oh, we think we do." And they go, "No, you don't. I'm Brian. Tom
Right.
died on your film set."
Well, they must
Presume-
know that. They must know that Tom Cruise is
died.
dead. Because his family must have been
All right, if
notified.
you want to, it makes no difference. We can tweak the script.
So this is... Brian has turned up looking like Tom Cruise. He said the film company, right, who must know that Tom Cruise died on their film set. What were they going to do? When
They would
got
have
the
had to wrap it up. They would have
Well,
had
no,
to
what?
say...
You said they put the posters are up.
Yes, the posters are up before they've even finished
So they're
filming it.
cancelling the film until he walks in?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, so they are cancelling the film?
They're cancelling it.
Okay, so we're afraid that production has stopped on Mr. Impossible 8 due to the death of Tom Cruise.
Hang on a minute.
What?
I'm Brian.
Who's Brian?
oh my God, you look exactly like Tom Cruise. Oh, have they done that thing where they put Brian's brain in Tom Cruise's body?
Yeah.
Ah, but it's not Tom Cruise. You can't act like him.
I'm
You
an
don't-
actor.
Yeah, but he was good because he was like one of the best actors.
He's not that good. I never rated him.
Yeah, but a lot of people did. And he's
Yeah,
got
a lot
this,
of people didn't. So
Right.
let me bring in a new audience for you here. I
But
can bring
can
a
you-
bit to this.
Right.
So this, of course, gives it a boost because
Right.
The
people wanna
flagging
see- people
franchise
wanna
has
see how
been
good Ryan is.
rejuvenated.
the
Yeah.
press, the news that's
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and his new film.
Well, it's not Tom Cruise. They can't say that.
Well, it is though. When you look at him, you go, "Oh, it's Tom Cruise."
Well, no, you got to say a bloke that looks like Tom Cruise.
The body of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
The acting ability of Brian. In a new movie.
Mission Impossible 8, starring the bones and skin and stuff of Tom Cruise with Brian's brain.
I forget
Do
it.
do you like Tom Cruise's face, but not his acting? Then you'll enjoy Mission Impossible 8.
I'm not bothered.
Oh, Mission Impossible 8. From the people who brought you the first 7, and the hair of the bloke who was in the first 7, but with Brian doing all the lines. It's some kind I've never heard of on the 7th sequel.
No, wait, sorry, I really want to hear the ending of this movie. Please let me ask questions. You had your chance to ask him questions.
Right.
So where are we? In a sort of 90-minute running time of a movie, where are we now in the film? Are we about two-thirds the way through?
We're close to the end. I'd
Okay,
say.
so Mission Impossible 8 has been made. So what's the end of our movie? Not of Mission Impossible 8, but the movie you're making. What's the ending there?
Do we ever get to see him in Mission
I think,
Impossible 8?
yeah, but I think what happens is he becomes the person who he never liked,
Right.
and it's. I just want to get across the moral that who are we? Are we the people in our body or the people we look like? What's important in life? Is it the way you look or the way you think? And he changes because he looks like Tom Cruise. He becomes the man he never liked.
Oh, and what's his girlfriend think of this?
Who's?
Brian's.
She's loving it, isn't she? Because she always liked Tom Cruise. She's over
What
the
did
moon.
Brian look like? Who would play him in this film?
Probably. What's his name? The bloke who was in Cheers, probably.
Ted
Ted
Danson.
Danson.
Ted Danson.
So Ted Danson is Brian. So Claire, right?
This is so confusing because Ted Danson's supposed to be someone that we've never heard of, even though he's Ted Danson, and Tom Cruise is playing himself, the famous actor Tom Cruise, who is now inhabited by Ted Danson, who's not Ted Danson.
Ted Danson as Brian.
Ted Danson as Brian, as Tom Cruise, as Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible 8. Wow.
Who's played Claire?
Well, I'm up for you. You know, that's why I've come to you. I thought
There's
you'd
an
know.
obvious suggestion.
Okay, so-
Rebecca De
okay.
Mornay.
Okay.
She is so hot after the love of a brain or whatever it was called.
You wanna go where everybody knows your name is Brian.
Come on,
someone
talk. I'm looking at his face, his headphones are too loud. Instead of turning them down, he's just grimacing, going, these are too loud. I don't understand it. Yeah, how have you lived this long? How did you make it to 30 without getting squashed or eating something deadly poisonous?
I told you, I used to choke a lot.
We've had an email from...
Placebo, the bitter end.
We've had an email from Andrew Forrest, who has just simply entitled it Karl Pilkington. Oh, Karl Pilkington.
What do you think of that?
That's got to be your new name from now on.
I had a mate who used to use it.
What, used to call you that?
Yeah.
Was that your nickname at school, Pilkington?
No, it's not my nickname.
It is now.
No, it's not.
It is now.
Pilkington.
Pilkington.
Oi, Pilkington.
Oi, Pilkington.
Pilkington, do my homework.
Where do you
Actually,
live? Where do you come from? Pilkington?
No, there's this lad who called Mark, right, who used to go to school with, who used to call me that. And his mum, right, was like obsessed with cleaning. And I was never allowed in their flat.
He makes the place look untidy.
So she used to, I don't know if it was just me or all his mates, but I used to turn up and she goes, yeah, he is in, but you know what you've got to do? And I used to have to go round the side of his flat, and he had a computer, right, which he used to play. I didn't have one at that point, but he had one, and I used to have to go round the side of the flat and stand at his bedroom window with his window open, and I'd be sort of leaning in playing the game.
You are joking.
I'm not, his mum-
You had the weirdest upbringing I've ever heard. The things you were willing to do. It's the strangest. What is this town like?
No, I stopped going once
Was
I
there
got my
always
own.
music? Like, there's the horse in the house there. Oh, look at these two kids with big heads and webbed feet. Alright, Ronnie. Alright, Reggie. What was it like?
She was
It
obsessed.
is like you've grown up in a cartoon made for children.
Yeah.
No, his mum was really obsessed with cleaning. When
Can I play through his window?
I used to,
Put these
Mrs.
marigolds on.
Ramsbottom, can I play through Mark's window? Aye, you know what you have to do.
she used to be up till about
Is
3
that
in the morning.
Pilkington again?
What do
Have
you
you
mean?
washed your hands?
What up till 3 in the morning?
She
Washing?
used to be up doing the tiles in the kitchen
Washing until 3 in the morning?
at 3 in the morning. And for ages and ages, that's saying that out on the tiles, I used to think that came from, like, his mum. Because she was out, like, cleaning them late. So, till I was about 13, I thought that saying, out late, on the tiles,
Yeah.
was,
And now you're not confused by anything.
well...
There's no misunderstandings in your life now, is there?
So what he was allowed to walk in and out of the house, was
No,
he?
he was alright, and he used to come round to ours a lot, and my mum used to get these pies from Hagenbach's, right? So,
I don't know what that is.
it's at that bakery where they used to chuck the cakes out the back,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
tell you about.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
used
when
to
you
come
at
round.
6, you at 6.
He loved it, but I could never go round to theirs, or if I did, it was like, well, yeah, he is in, and I'd go, alright, and then I'd walk round the side of the flat. Stand outside,
Why did you ever knock at the door? Why don't you just go around and knock on the window?
just to check he's in, because he wasn't always in his room. If
You
he
say
was
it
in
was
the
a-
lounge, he'd have to go to his bedroom, and then that's
You
where
say
he'd
To meet
shop.
you. This is the strangest. And you'd play a computer game through the window.
You say it was a flat, it wasn't like a 5th story one and you had to get in one of those kind of cleaning contraptions and like
Nice.
winch your way up.
On the
I
first
love the
floor.
idea of that.
So,
Oh, Pilkington.
so,
Right, we're done,
so
Westers.
he's
What,
on.
have you got me any, chimpanzee that?
We've
or
got monkey news still to cram in the next. Like,
Let's do monkey news
25
now.
minutes.
I need some monkey
no,
news.
I think we've done enough here, right?
What do you mean? I think we've done enough here.
We'll play a little song, eh?
What? Play the verve.
Okay?
Go on. He's getting all stressed because I screamed.
Sparky Stream, Teenage Fan Club. I'll tell you, I'm sick of the screaming, Rick. I'm sick of that. I mean, no wonder Carl hates you, and that is a word I don't use often, but he does, and I've spoken to him in the past, and he loathes you.
Monkey news.
Give us one of the screams so the audience at home gets a taste of it. I'm taking my headphones off.
No,
and
I'm not
stepping
going to
away.
scream.
Go on, let's see what. Let's
Right,
that
come
wasn't
on.
what you were doing.
Was it worse than that?
Yes!
Right, come on, monkey news.
It's not called
we're
monkey news. It's not called monkey news.
Chimpanzee, we're not going to pack all the monkey stuff in. We've got a quarter of an hour. What other show can say that? We've got to hurry up. We're not going to pack in all the monkey news.
We've got 15 minutes, but we can't get all the monkey information in.
Right, come on.
You're gonna love this one,
Go on.
Let's
Is
have,
there...
let's have the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that!
right? I don't know how recent this was,
Oh, God. 17th century?
but it happened in Hackney, right? If you're outside London, that's in a place in London, and it's this monkey that's going about Hackney, nicking DVDs.
Even the monkey didn't go for videos. Even the monkey knew. Well, there's no point in getting on VHS.
Ruds are on VHS.
You're having a... Throw it back.
Right, and there's a girl called Lisa who works in our office here, right, and I mentioned it to her because she lives in Hackney. I said, you familiar with this? And she said, oh, I remember something about it, which annoyed me. The fact that a monkey's running riot, but she didn't know the full story, and she lives there.
What do you mean a monkey? Do you mean a chimpanzee? Or a monkey?
I don't know, is there a zoo in Hackney? Is there a zoo there? I don't know what sort it was, but it was like...
Is there a zoo in Hackney?
I don't know, that's what I was asking. So,
Right, get on with the story.
So anyway, yeah, it's been robbing stuff, and the other bit that really puzzled me, right, is the fact that
And you're not easily puzzled by monkey news.
they took fingerprints. What do you think about that?
Well, they took fingerprints, presumably because they didn't know it was a monkey to start with.
No, they did. They saw it, nicking stuff, and they said, get fingerprints. So that means there's more than just one doing it.
I'm gonna have a heart
He had to fax them to Interpol.
Yeah. We know that is. Yeah. It's Brian the monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, I
that's-
don't understand. He was stealing DVDs, specifically DVDs.
DVDs, I think it said watches and stuff.
What, breaking into homes?
Yeah, in Hackney. Maybe.
Are you sure it wasn't a kid with a mask on?
No, seriously.
How was he breaking into homes?
They're good,
Up
aren't
the
they?
drain pipe. They're good, aren't they? They're good, aren't they?
But how would they do
So
that?
is that the news?
Well, that's what. How much do you want
Is that monkey news?
for this week?
Well, I don't know that it's true. Again, I've got nothing to...
There was other stuff. There was another story that I found about a monkey, but I would like to know from someone if in Hackney if. Do you know what I mean? And I missed that one on Crime Watch, which would have been good, right? But there was another story about one that kept getting on buses, not paying its fare, and just sat in a corner reading the paper.
Reading the paper, Carl! You're an idiot.
But that wasn't in London.
You're an idiot.
That was in America.
It wouldn't read the
somewhere.
paper. Why would it read the paper?
Because it was its way of sort of going, oh, well, if I'm reading something, maybe the inspector...
The inspector won't notice my hairy hands.
Oh, Carl, you're such a fool!
Well...
Pilkington. Carl
Carl, we've just
Pilkington.
had a news flash that an infinite number of monkeys in Hackney are nicking an infinite number of typewriters.
Yeah.
We don't know what for. At this stage, we've got no more information.
And they've taken back an infinite amount of graduate on video. This is rubbish. Supergrass, seen the light. I just think of people sort of of a Saturday going, you coming shopping? I go, I can't, I'm listening to XFM, there might be some monkey news. And they waited 2 hours for that. What sort of a show has a feature called Monkey News?
Well, I have to say, the monkey story has been corroborated. Someone had
Which
emailed-
one?
Well, this one, it says, police in Britain this week are on the lookout for a very different kind of burglar. A chimpanzee who has been sighted breaking into a house in Hackney, stealing a mobile phone and leaving. The chimp is also the prime suspect in a break and entry in a nearby house where part of a radio was taken. One policeman stated that it might have been trained to steal, but a monkey's not going to think, that's a mobile phone, I'll just have that.
Look at Carl's face.
Yeah. Fact. That's fact.
Song for the...
A song for the ladies, surely.
Did anyone get any of those?
Let's end with Nick Drake and the beautiful Riverman, and we'll see you next week, and hopefully Blockbusters will be
trout spinners.
ditched.
Detroit Spinners.
Well, don't keep saying it.
Say it like that.
Well, don't.